Yeah, I was really, really happy uh, with our effort. I think it's really basically the first game we've had two halves of really good defense. We certainly played some pretty spectacular first halves of defense and then kind of let down a little bit in the second. But our guys stayed with it, stayed on it, as I'm sure you guys noticed and recognized. That's not an easy team to chase around and guard, and it's not something that you face literally at all in college basketball anymore with movement and cutting and no ball screens and not much posting up. So I thought we did a really nice job. I think early, we had to get a feel for just how skilled and how efficient these guys were with their offense. And then also, I think we settled down on our offense, and that helped too, and got going there. But by and large, we were very efficient on our offensive end and probably had our best defensive number of the year, I think.
What'd you do different with the kid who hurt you in the first half?
We put Chet on him, and Chet did a great job. I mean, I really thought that. I mean, I don't know that it changed the game, but I mean, Chet did a really nice job. And so, moving forward, hopefully, if we, you know, face some of these athletic downhill, bigger wings, I think that Chet can draw on this experience that he had tonight.
Kind of seeing teams, he might not have to block shots in the stat book, but teams are kicking it out when they normally would go
Yeah.
up. I mean, just how much is he affecting how much teams are playing?
No, I think that's a really good call, Keith, because they're driving it down in there on him, and they're not really even looking at the basket. So he does a nice job of staying on the ground and doesn't usually leave the floor on lift fakes or anything. And that length is real. I mean, even if you ask Drew, in practice, both Chet and Caden have been, impacting Drew in practice. So, but I think if we can again continue to grow him to move his feet a little bit and get through actions and just keep these guys in front, it could really help us down the road.
I think 7 of his 8 field goals were actually ducks tonight. What does it do it? You can ask him a game like that. Such a long thread. What does it do to Inquis defense to have someone that tall under there?
I mean, obviously it's nice to get those point blankers, but I think you got to probably look to the guys that provided those opportunities for him when you're playing with Andrew and playing with Drew, and Drew draws a lot of attention. I think those are probably the guys that end up spoon feeding him into those. But I think he's understanding that he can really benefit because he's an excellent 3-point shooter. But if he dives to the rim, I mean, he's a real force. With, like you mentioned, he's such a big target that I think our guys are getting comfortable throwing up to him.
Some of what Hunter did out there, what you're looking for defensively.
Yeah, he got his hands on a lot of balls, I think, and really got us out running. And he is able to get out and pressure, though. You got to be very careful pressuring these guys because they're so good at cutting. But I thought he had a nice mix of pressuring them, but then not giving up any cuts and getting us out in transition.
Good in the way that they gave St. Mary's fits and maybe kept your guys' attention better?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I mean, you'll probably have to ask our guys that, but I certainly tried to make sure that they understood that they did. They took St. Mary's down to the last minute there, and I want to say even the Purdue game at half was maybe 10 or something, and Purdue's really good this year. So, I mean, I think probably the best stat of the night is holding them to 3 threes. I think they came in averaging 9 or 10 a game, and with all that action, it's just you kind of lose track, and then suck in on a penetration or on a pass, and they kick it out, and all 5 guys can shoot threes. So it's just a unique prep, and it's a unique situation to have to run around and chase all those guys at that kind of speed. So I'm proud of our guys for kind of dealing with it for 40 minutes.
Coach, you guys go on the road now to Vegas. Not taking anything away from Central Michigan, but how important is it for you guys to play these games against the Dukes and UCLA's of the world?
I mean, it's important for everybody, to play against. I mean, if you want to make the NCAA tournament, you want to, accrue a high seed, you got to play really, really good teams. And I think it's important for college basketball. I've always tried to, to set an example, and I think our program's done that over all these years. We've been ranked, and you got to venture out and play these games, and I think it'll be fun. I think our guys are looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll be able to take some of our Zag Nation and crowd and excitement with us. And I know it's tough when it's Thanksgiving, but that would sure be beneficial. It's always been good down in Vegas for us.
Mark, how different is the contrast, how the teams look from when you saw UCLA and Indy to now, and you guys and where they are now?
Well, I mean, it's funny. I was breaking down last night watching our UCLA game. They would literally have their whole team back. I was explaining to my family. They have their whole team, all those same guys. And we basically, Drew played significant minutes in that game, and obviously Andrew played significant minutes in that game, and Anton and
A few for Anton.
I love a few, and I don't know if Julian got in. So, we're definitely totally different, and to Mick's credit, they've kind of used that as a springboard. Man, they're playing really confident, and much like they played in the NCAA tournament. I think once they got through that Michigan State game, they really kind of found their identity. So, it's going to be a handful, but we also need to kind of focus our minds on just getting through that Central Michigan game, and then hopefully it'll be fun on Tuesday night.
Is it kind of a source of pride maybe with the two West teams? I'm not sure that's ever happened one too.
Well, it hasn't since we've been doing it, right?
These probably the last one that played in the
No, I think through this, Mick and I worked really hard on putting this game together, and I think we've came to realize that we kind of we need to do stuff like this because of West Coast basketball, and so we'll continue to do that moving forward. But I think we've been able to both navigate our way to this game, with these lofty rankings, whether they're real or not, who knows? We'll figure that out in February, but it should make for an exciting atmosphere.
I think Mick said that he hasn't watched Jalen's shot since the game. He hasn't watched it video, but we got a chance to kind of go back and watch it a few times.
We watched it last night, and I actually was, Marcy and I and the kids sent Jalen the little clips of us watching it last night, so just to get him fired up. So.
Coach, before you played that last year, you said it was going to be a rock fight. I don't know if I've ever seen a more accurate prediction of a game than that. Are you excited to see how your new team responds to a game like that? And B, are you happy to have an extra day off after that game?
I'd say yes, and yes, but I would say they're playing faster than they have in the past. They are really pushing it up, and they're not afraid to take throw-ahead threes and all that. So, and I like when I talked earlier about maybe they kind of found their identity. They really are playing loose and confident, and I think that's very different than where they were, during the season last year. And Juzang's still playing with tons and tons of confidence, and Hawkwiz looks terrific. Jules Bernard has looked really well, and Tiger Campbell. We played him last year. I think Tiger was shooting 20-something from three. He's shooting 60 from three now. So Mick's done just a phenomenal job with them, because even though their offense jumps off the page, you can still see that kind of Cincinnati toughness that he's instilled with them on the defensive end. But you know what? We just need to get by and play good against Central Michigan, and then we start dealing with those guys. So.
You can do do that down there?
Yeah, it's just like having shooters on the floor. If you can space the floor horizontally, it's the same way. Spacing the floor vertically, they have to respect it, and it kind of opens things up for our guards. And if they don't respect it, then obviously the lobs and drop-offs are there.
Remember how old you were when you had your first dunk?
8th grade. Yeah.
Chet, what was that hoop like? You seemed pretty fired up after it.
Which one? The one from him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've never jumped that high before. Yeah, I was up there.
No, question for you. You guys you got free tacos tonight for the fans. Really feeling it for 3 shot, I think, 48%. So what's that like for you guys to fire on all cylinders from outside? And then I guess after knowing Chet, how helpful is that for you down low to have them making outside?
It's definitely helpful. As soon as we get the ball rolling on the 3-pointers, I feel like that opens up the floor for all the kickouts we could get. It is beneficial for the team for sure.
Chet, does that help you down low? I imagine if you guys are making it from outside, it helps you down low as well.
Yeah, no, it helps in every aspect. If they got to respect the 3-point line, it opens up a lot of the high lows to Drew. It's hard to double if we're making threes. So yeah, space the floor horizontally, and then it's easy to get the high-low dump downs, and then all the other stuff inside as well.
How good was the defense tonight, Chet?
It was really good. Yeah, I'm not gonna go too much into detail on it. Yeah, it was really good. We made some adjustments in the game, personnel-wise, switching guys around. Once we kind of got real comfortable with their offense and how long they run offense for, I thought we handled it pretty well.
You got on the guard, right?
Yeah.
Put on second.
Yeah.
You like that kind of situation, be able to show you can do that?
Yeah, I mean, whatever is asked of me to kind of help benefit the team, and that's what was asked of me. To, stop him at the rim so he couldn't kick out for 3-point shots, and yeah, that's what coach asked me to do. So just try to do my best doing that.
Nolan, you ever seen an offense like that where the ball really doesn't bounce?
Nah, like that was really a surprise for me. We actually did a little study, me, Drew, and Hunter before the game, and Julian actually introduced me that they don't dribble the ball like that. So it was kind of new for me. I was actually shocked that they don't dribble like that, but that's how they get by.
You guys are both new freshmen here, but Terry went over 1,000 points in his career. Is that kind of a far off number when you're thinking of 1,000 points?
Yeah, that is a far enough number, and congratulations to him. He deserves that. He's been working too hard, getting too many buckets, so proud of him.
No one would like to have Chet underneath the basket and kind of just throw it up almost anywhere and help you down a bit.
That's easy. Go get it.
Yeah, pretty much.
He got it.
Just throw it up there.
Go get it.
How excited are you guys for this trip to Vegas to go up against some of the best teams in the country?
Very excited. We want to kind of test what we're made of, and this is what the last 3-4 months since we got here has been about. Preparing every day in practice. Really going at each other to make each other better. For not only this week but going forward all the way through March. And this is going to be a great test for us, and we're preparing for it.
I think you played with Peyton, right?
Yeah, at USA. Yeah.
What do you know about their personnel? I mean, they got some brand names, Juzang and
Oh yeah,
isn't
yeah,
Peyton's not-
yeah. After the tournament, everybody's heard of them. They got scores pretty much 1 through 4. They can all score the basketball. They're shooting the ball great. And I heard Coach while we were sitting over there waiting for him. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now, and they know their identity. So it's up to us to kind of figure out how to handle it.
Nolan, what do you think of that matchup?
I think it's gonna be a fun one. Actually, I think it's gonna be real fun. They got scores, we got scores. They got high confidence, we got high confidence. They've been winning, so we got winning momentum right now. So I think it is time for us to clash heads, see who comes out on top.
sure you guys both watched. I know you probably did last year's game at the Final Four. What do you remember about watching that?
It was game of the year. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah, I
That's all I
don't.
remember. It was game of the
Yeah,
year.
it was a wild game. Obviously, I had a personal connection to that game. You know, still kind of gives me chills thinking about the last seconds of it. But you know, that's kind of what I'm expecting this year—a fun game where both teams are going at it, nobody's backing down, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
What was your reaction when Jalen pulled out that shot? Do you remember where you were when?
Yeah, me and all my buddies were watching it in the basement, and you know, I got a video of it. One of my buddies said, as soon as we saw Jalen get the ball, he was just like, "Be legendary," and then 3 seconds later, he made the shot, and everybody was just running around like crazy, screaming, like nobody really knew, like was expecting that. But yeah.
Did you talk to him after the game at all, or text or anything?
No, I didn't. I already knew what was gonna happen to his phone. I've been there, so I just kind of let it be. A couple of days later, reached out, talked to him. But yeah, I didn't want to add on to the pile of messages.
I know you got a couple games before it, and it's almost an afterthought, but you get to play Duke too. I mean, it's just, you know, what's it like to go against these names? You got Gonzaga, UCLA, Gonzaga, Duke. How exciting is that? Either one.
Oh, it's going to be real exciting, you know, especially playing against Duke. You know, that is a blue blood, you know. It's been a dream of mine playing against the top of the top, you know. So I think it's going to be real exciting, fun.
What do you think of that matchup?
I think it's gonna be a great matchup again. Like Nolan said, you know, go against the top of the top and you know, test what we're made of. And you know, it's all at the end of the day, it all comes down to preparing for March and getting better for then. And you know, we're gonna give it our best. And you know, our plan is to come out on top.
There's obviously a lot that's going to be made about your kind of matchup with Paolo. Do you kind of embrace that, or do you kind of just focus on this Gonzaga versus Duke, not Chet versus Paolo?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's Gonzaga versus Duke all the way. And you know, I'm not gonna go outside of what the team's trying to do to, you know, try and accomplish a personal vendetta or something. But you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be our 5 against their 5, and you know, we're going to clash, we're going to go at it. Nobody's going to back down. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one.
Well, you're pretty close with Paolo.
Yeah.
Were you guys teammates? Yeah, really. What's that matchup going to be like? And is there going to be any chatter between you guys before the game?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I'm definitely talking my talk. He know that, though. He know what's up. It's my dog, though.
What have you made of his start to the season so far?
You know, it's not surprising. I've been seeing Paulo do what he do for so long. So, I mean, I'm proud of him, you know, to see how he came a long way and doing this at this type of level. So, you know, good for him. But, you know, I'm against him, so I'm not worried about him for real. So,
We have time for one more question.
Chad, have you guarded him, played against him in AAU tournaments or anything? Or?
Paulo?
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, I have. Most recently, with Nolan as well, down at the Iverson Classic. Had a few days in practice, and then the little All-Star game thing. I got to go back and forth a little bit.
Julian, pretty excited to have a chance to go home to Vegas. Have you guys talked to Julian?
oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's excited.
He's ecstatic.
All right, thanks, guys.